It's no secret that I have a complicated relationship with Rogue One. It is still ranked as my least favorite Star Wars film. With that said, I am very grateful that I am in the minority of the fandom. I am very happy and excited for everyone that loved that movie. I just have a couple issues with it. Oh, you like dad drama and stepdad drama? Well, how about both of them? Hey, you remember Blue Milk? Yeah? Yeah, I know it's a really important, heart-wrenching scene about, you know, an 8-year-old being ripped away from her parents and hiding in a hole for God knows how long. But, remember? Blue Milk, right? Star Wars. And here's another really important scene. It is the Rebellion's first charge headlong into the jaws of death. But, remember? C-3PO, R2-D2, right? Star Wars, right guys? Star Wars. I think the next episode of Star Wars-ology is going to be good fan service versus bad fan service. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that right now. With all of that said about my personal feelings on Rogue One, there is one scene that always gets me. No, not that one. Not the Sith porn. No. I do not need the testosterone overload of that. This one.
If you can possibly find her, to let her know that my love for her has never faded.
This scene does so much for the character of Jyn Erso. This scene shows us exactly how strong Jyn Erso is as a character. Yes, one of my complaints about Rogue One is the character development, but the character of Jyn Erso is shown in this scene. I have an issue with Cassian's character development, Bodhi's character development, Baze's character development, but Jyn, man. Felicity Jones just knocks it out of the park by not showing anything, but showing everything all at once. So I'm going to refer to the book Rebel Rising by Beth Revis. Yeah, okay, it's DLC for character development, but whatever. The point is that we learn in Rebel Rising exactly what kind of hell Jyn Erso has been through since the age of, well, 8. So let's go down the list here. Jyn Erso as a child was raised to be a soldier. Jyn Erso as said soldier, child soldier, at the age of 14, witnessed the mass murder of civilians by her own comrades. At the age of 16, she was abandoned by those comrades in arms and one of her father figures. Then after all of this, she then gets to fall deeply in love with someone and then have that person and his mother ripped away from her while they were trying to escape the Empire. Then she lives an incredibly hard life on a space station that is run by the Empire. Then she's arrested and sent to Wambani prison, which is, for lack of a better term, a labor camp in which you work, I believe, something like 12-hour shifts every day for forever. It is meant and built to break its inmates. And she spent 6 months on Wambani before she was, quote, rescued, unquote, by the Rebel Alliance at the beginning of Rogue One. So basically, Jyn Erso has been orphaned 3 times and been a soldier and petty criminal and living in the worst possible conditions for her entire life. Normally, somebody that suffers this amount of mental and emotional stress, these kind of horrific things that no one should have to experience, usually they tend to develop some sort of coping mechanism. At a certain point, you would think that all of this would have built into something. something like depersonalization disorder, an actual real psychiatric disorder in which a person depersonalizes absolutely everything. They can experience out-of-body experiences. They can perceive the world around them as foggy or dreamlike, etc. But she doesn't necessarily do that. She does bury everything. She suppresses as opposed to repressing. Basically, suppression of emotions is a conscious effort, whereas repression of emotions or thoughts or memories is subconscious stuff that the brain's doing to keep the rest of the brain safe. Anyways, despite everything that she's gone through, Jin isn't hiding from who her father is. When we see her at Yavin 4 for the first time, she acknowledges Galen Erso as her father. She says, "What does this have to do about my father?" So she's not depersonalized any of these things. She does acknowledge everything that's happened to her. She just buries it way, way deep down. And in this scene where she finally gets to see her father and have her father speak to her for the first time in 15 years, she doesn't burst into tears. She doesn't lash out in anger or rage. I mean, you do see some, hints of wanting to cry, but there's something about the way that Felicity Jones delivers her performance here without uttering a single line, without turning into the overly dramatic sobbing. She conveys that feeling that I think a lot of people have had, where you finally acknowledge something horrible, where you finally acknowledge the pain that you're in, where your body shuts off, your brain shuts off. I still get chills watching Jin fall to her knees because she's not crying. She doesn't yell out. She doesn't throw anything. She doesn't try to run away. She just shuts off. She overloads from everything that her life has pulled her through. Now, yes, I do admit that this isn't necessarily just the movie doing this for me. The book Rebel Rising definitely helps to contextualize Felicity Jones's performance and the character of Jin and that character's reaction to seeing her father for the first time in 15 years. But damn if it isn't already conveyed in that movie. It is, at least in my opinion, my favorite scene in Rogue One. Well, that does it for this episode of Star Wars-ology, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on there for me. It lets me know that I'm doing something right. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. You'll get more videos like this one, more book reviews, and all of that kind of fun stuff. And while you're at it, be sure to check the description for both my Twitter profile and my Twitch channel link, where I do live streams every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the United States. Thank you as always, and may the Force be with you. Take care.